Okay guys, here it is. It's my ultimate Ronin S gimbal build. I think this is the best all-round gimbal build. It's really well balanced, it's two-handed, and it centers your body. And the whole goal of this podcast is to share my learnings from all my research, experimentation, and testing. And also to avoid the old box of shame. We've all got that box of shame. It's that box that's got all these gadgets and accessories and things that never worked. This is inspired by the photographer. So his build inspired me to make this. His initial build had these handles sitting right up here around the, I'm gonna call that the neck of the gimbal. Imagine these are on that yoke. There's not much room there, is there at all, right? So I got really concerned about things getting hung up and caught on the handles there. There was no room for adjustment or any errors. So what I've done, I've gone and got the Smallrig cheese plate, and I've got the NATO rail handles and just adapted those on here. And on the left side, I think it was, took off the focus pull accessory, which I wasn't using. And it's all about having that nice and tight now. That sits in the center and just super easy to pan. And we've got the monitor set up here for confidence monitoring. All the parts are below, but we're just using this cheese plate section here. But I said, look, just super easy. And you can lock your hands in here and just brace to take some of that load off. So there's some Ronin S builds with the really wide handles. Now there's no way to really brace. With those wide sort of T-Rex sort of handles, you just can't really bring those arms in and take that pressure off your back and your spine. And this thing does start to get heavy after a while, so that's why I love it. The screw-in feet are here, they're fantastic. You just put it down between shoots. And the great thing for us, we just leave this set up and turn on the whole time. So the battery life in the Ronin S is just fantastic. We just leave it on, and then when we need that shot, we pick it up and go. So it's all been designed around sort of workflow. And as you can see there, look, as this turns, heaps of room for that gimbal arm to spin freely. Nothing's going to get stuck on there. And it's also super easy to go into underslung mode as well. But the big thing was just these cheese handles. They're Smallrig. I think these NATO rails, they're vertical. Vertical is really important. So to save you from that box of shame, I've got a bunch of different handles that don't work. Make sure you get those vertical ones. I said all the parts are below, but they just slide straight on and just make it super easy for access. Couldn't get the Smallrig vertical handle. I had one handle, tried to get a second one, they've discontinued those. So the Camvates made that really easy, and they were a really disgusting sort of salmon pink color, so I've sent those back and made them matte. But just super critical for easy workflow. And just use that core, lock that core in, take that weight off, tuck those arms in. So it's just like going handheld in some instances where you tuck that camera body in. Smallrig plate at the bottom with a Smallrig carbon fiber rods. And it all just comes up here into the Feel World 4K monitor just for conference monitoring. I think this monitor is known to have a little bit of lag, but it just helps with framing. The false color's great, and all the histograms and things are great. Just an all-around cracking rig. And the great thing about these handles as well, everything's nice and close. So just button on off for record. If you need to sort of bump your framing at all, that joystick's right there, really easy. So keeping that close, it's got that double benefit of not only bracing and using your core so you can shoot longer, it's really nice and close just to use those buttons. Now the other great thing about this build, got the Ronin S remote cable, that's fantastic. As I said, you can just button on or off straight from, I'm just gonna go this way. Yeah, you can just button on or off straight from the Ronin S itself. And also I've got these lightweight, it's like super lightweight, ribbon cables, HDMI. Now they are super flimsy, mini box of shame. I ended up ordering like 10 or 12 to try and get the right one. But the nice thing is, it's got some interchangeable connections to it. So I've got a bunch of these connections. So as they're super flimsy, it pays to have some spares. Plus also it's just great. If you did happen to order the wrong one, You can just go and buy, you know, the right adapter itself. So you may not have to send the whole piece back via AliExpress or Amazon or whatever it is. You might spend a few bucks, free postage, and get the right connector set. But I said I'll include all the links below. But a cracking little build, super handy. It takes a lot of pressure off and allows for long shooting times. Well, there is one small part on the bottom here. The initial build from the Britographer had one screw going to the bottom. So I've had to customize this. It doesn't natively support 2 screws, but I wanted to stop any risk of this bottom part spinning. So now with the 2 lock screws at the bottom, it stops that bottom part spinning. But there's a little bit of customization. I had to file and drill out the bottom of that plate, and that Smallrig plate, to allow it to have the 2 screws to anchor properly into the bottom of the Ronin S. I think Smallrig should do these in packs. It just means when we buy them, we can buy them with confidence. And I think it's a lot easier for them to take a camera rig down to the factory floor and try the right parts, and then just sell them in packs. So instead of 50 bucks per handle or 20 bucks per whatever, just build out a couple of these packs, the GH5 pack, the S1H pack, the Ronin S pack, and then we can just buy with confidence. Links below. If there's anything you want to see, let me know.